Okay, I just got back from an early screening of Avengers Infinity War. There are going to be spoilers in this, so again, you've been warned. I'm going to try to keep the plot synopsis to as condensed as I possibly can here. So, let's go with this. Basically, the film opens up not too terribly long after Thor Ragnarok ends, basically. Yeah, Thanos has come across the Asgardian ship. It's sending out a distress signal. He's killed basically all the Asgardians. The Hulk tries to intervene, but basically gets tossed around. Heimdall uses his last bit of strength to open the Bifrost and send Bruce Banner to Earth. And then Heimdall gets killed. Loki gives the Tesseract over to Thanos because the Tesseract is the... which stone is it? Yeah. I think it's the Power Stone or it's not the Mind Stone. It's one of those two stones. Anyway, basically, he tries to trick Thanos, but Thanos is wise to him and chokes Loki out, and Loki dies. At this point, it looks like the ship explodes. Thor barely manages to escape himself, and he winds up coming across the Guardians of the Galaxy because they found the distress signal. The Guardians basically split into two. Thor, Groot, and Rocket go off to the weapon forging area. I don't think I got the name of it here. Just a sec. I think it's Vorm. Oh no, that's Gamora. Nidalheim, which is the realm of the dwarves, and that's where they meet Peter Dinklage, who plays a giant dwarf. And this is where the weapons of Asgard are forged, and they can forge one that they know is strong enough to kill Thanos, and that would be the axe Stormbreaker. As this is happening on Earth, Bruce Banner arrives at the Sanctum Sanctorum. He tells Doctor Strange what's going on. Strange gets in contact with Tony Stark. As they're explaining this, Thanos' forces begin to invade and attack New York, and this attracts Spider-Man's attention. Bruce Banner tries to turn back into the Hulk, but the Hulk refuses to come out. He'll go halfway through and he'll just stop, and he'll revert back to being Banner. Doctor Strange gets knocked unconscious and taken hostage because he has the Eye of Agamotto, which is the Time Stone, and as that gets taken away, he gets taken away. Stark and Spider-Man follow him, and Stark has to activate the Iron Spider armor to come and save Peter because he's almost losing oxygen on the spaceship. They eventually team up to take out the guy who took Doctor Strange hostage, and Stark basically says, look, let's ride this to the end and confront this Thanos guy, because that might be the only way we can really stop him. Meanwhile, the Vision, who has the Mind Stone, gets jumped. He's on basically a romantic rendezvous with Wanda. They're a couple at this point. And they get jumped by two of Thanos' forces, and this attracts the attention of basically the Wakandan Avengers, I'll call them. That's Black Widow, Captain America, Falcon, not Hawkeye and Ant-Man. Their absence is explained that they basically took a plea deal and are under house arrest, which, whatever that means. Anyway, they realize, basically the Vision realizes, like, Wanda is strong enough to destroy the soul, no, not the Soul Stone, the Mind Stone, sorry. The Mind Stone. And they fly to Wakanda basically in an attempt to try to see if they can get it out of him without destroying him, and thus they could stop Thanos. As this is happening, Gamora and Quill and Drax are going to nowhere, the Celestial, because the Reality Stone is there, and Thanos has already arrived, and he's already got the stone, and he tricks them. He grabs Gamora and takes her hostage because he found out that she knows the location of the Soul Stone and basically has been hiding it from him, that she lied and said she destroyed it because Nebula tried to kill Thanos but got caught, and eventually he tortures Nebula to the point that Gamora sells the location of it, which is on, just a sec here. It is on Vormir, a planet called Vormir. So Thanos takes Gamora to Vormir, and they are greeted by the Red Skull, who is the guardian of the Soul Stone. He says, I tried to harness the power of the Infinity Stones, and this is how I've been cursed. I have to guard this. Thanos finds out the only way to get the Soul Stone is to sacrifice a soul, and he kills Gamora. He tosses her over the edge of a cliff. He gets access to the Soul Stone. He returns to his home planet of Titan, where Tony Stark, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and the remaining Guardians have all combined on him. They try to trap him. He breaks free. He stabs Tony Stark, and Doctor Strange basically gives up the time gem to Thanos to try to get to try to spare Tony. And Tony says, "Why did you do that? You would have been better off just trying to fight him until you died, because at least then, let me die." But Thanos then transfers orders to Earth, where his forces are attacking Wakanda. The Earthlings are holding their own until Thanos shows up. Basically, the Vision pleads with Wanda to destroy him, destroy the Soul Stone. She does just before Thanos arrives, but he has the Time Stone, so all he does is rewinds time, reassembles the Soul Stone, plucks it into the Infinity Gauntlet. He starts trying to... everyone tries to attack him. Thor comes through with Stormbreaker, impales Thanos on Stormbreaker, but Thanos says, "You should have gone for the head," and he snaps his fingers, and then everything goes black, and Thanos vanishes, and everyone basically half the universe dies, because Thanos' modus operandi is to kill half the universe so that the other half can be prosperous. You don't have to worry about being poor. There'll be enough for everyone. There's not going to be any more excess or anything. And, sorry. As this is happening, various people start to basically fade off and vanish. T'Challa, Black Panther, effectively died. I'm going to say they died just for this. This is the death list. We already said Vision, Gamora, Drax, Quill, Spider-Man, T'Challa, Bucky, Groot, I already said Spider-Man, Strange, and, well, there's a couple more, but we'll get to that. And that's how it ends. Thanos leaves, he's victorious, and that's it. I will say this, the humor really does save this movie, because I probably just sounded... what I told you is probably the most depressing superhero story ever. Well, the most intentionally depressing superhero story ever. Like I said, I hope I tried to condense it as much as I could, so I wasn't just droning on and on and on, but I will say this, like I said, there's a lot of really good, strong humor throughout all this. Like there's this point, there's a kind of quiet moment between Star-Lord and Gamora, and they're talking, and they kiss, and then they realize, like, Drax has been watching them the whole time, and it's like, how long have you been standing there? About an hour. And he's like, if I stand still, you can't really see me. And he tries to demonstrate it, but he tries to demonstrate it while eating popcorn, and it's not working. There's a lot, I mean, again, great performances all around. I mean, the joke about Peter Dinklage being a giant is great. Tony Stark has a lot of good stuff. Peter Parker basically helps, but because he keeps using his knowledge of pop culture, and so he and Quill actually bond really well together. So, yeah, like I said, really good, strong performance throughout all of this. I guess we're entering the summer of Josh Brolin because he's also playing Cable in Deadpool 2. Josh Brolin as Thanos is, again, just really amazing, a spot-on casting to play that kind of character and have that kind of gravitas to him. It was really good. So, yeah, basically, let's get to the end credit bits. There is no mid-roll credit stinger. Basically, all it is just says Avengers Infinity War, and then the logo basically just crumbles to dust. Then we get to the end credits, and it's Nick Fury and Maria Hill are driving through New York, and they crash into an empty car, and they realize people are disappearing, and then Maria Hill vanishes. Fury starts to realize what's going on. He grabs this device to try to contact someone. He just gets the message before he himself vanishes. You see sending message, on the device. It's like a little, not quite smartphone. It looks like an old two-way pager, really. But yeah, he sends the message and it says sending, 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 and then you see the star logo for Captain Marvel, aka Carol Danvers. And that's how that ends, and it says Thanos will return. So, yeah. Like I said, Infinity War was originally going to be 2 movies, so it doesn't surprise me that, well, we're getting 2 movies, basically. However, I don't know if that means Carol Danvers is the Captain Marvel movie is gonna wrap up Infinity War, or is the next Avengers movie? I guess that would be kind of my only problem with the movie, really. Like I said, now there's a lot of questions, but thankfully they're not really damaging. I mean, it's just the film ends on a down note. So you got to know how are they going to get out of this one. Like I said, is it going to be in the Captain Marvel movie? Is it going to be in Avengers 4? Because from now what I'm hearing, Avengers 4 is an entirely different plot to this. So that does beg some interesting questions. But really, overall, this is a thoroughly enjoyable movie. Yeah, this is getting an A.
There ought to be a law.
This is perversion! Your Honor, please. I want to know who is on trial here.
I warn you.
I warn you! If I can't get justice here, I will get a gun and I'll do it myself.
That's enough. You're in contempt.
Your Honor, she's threatening. You think I won't?
Now, there is a law. L.A. Law. Fridays this fall.
Okay, it's trailer time now, and yeah, unfortunately we didn't really get any new trailers in this. We got Uncle Drew again, we got Mission Impossible Fallout, we did get a new trailer for Venom. We've obviously had the Venom teaser before this, but we did get the new one that just dropped yesterday. I will say this, that one does look a lot better in the theater than it does on YouTube. We got Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom. It was a new trailer for that again, but yeah. Darkest Minds. I think I talked about this one before. This sounded like I saw the trailer for it. I don't remember if I just saw it on YouTube or maybe it was before A Wrinkle in Time. I'm not going to check right now. But basically it looks like kind of a quasi-X-Men knockoff with the concentration camp thing. It didn't really look that interesting. Then we got Ocean's 8 again, Incredibles 2 again, and Solo, a Star Wars Story again. Okay, so obviously the next video up is going to be for the recap and review of the Greatest Royal Rumble. After that, on Sunday, we're going to get the Cravan Mystery Men of the 20th Century Random Trade Review. Next movie, in all likelihood, there's like 3 possible options, but the only one I can probably say for certain that's coming here to Bismarck is going to be Overboard. So it's probably going to be Overboard. It might be Bad Samaritan. I don't think the other one is coming. It's the Gabrielle Union house-breaking movie whose name escapes me at the moment. So see you all next time. Hey guys, is there a movie you want me to tackle? If it's some stinker like Baywatch or the Emoji Movie or something else, check out my Patreon at Sleepy Time for Cat Productions. See how you can make that happen.